May kampanya, di ba? Ibalik ang bangketa. Talking about infrastructure, yung mga pedestrian natin, of course, pedestrian safety, malaking bagay po dito. Yung mga LGUs natin, ginawan ko ng feature yun eh. Maganda yung sa Marikina. Dito mayroon talaga silang bangketa at more often than not, walang obstruction. Pero dito sa Quezon City, meron talagang stretches na talagang yung pedestrian kailangan bumaba sa kalsada, baybayin yung kalye at ilagay yung buhay nila sa peligro kasi walang bangketa.
Yeah. Actually, same nung pinoint out mo, yung local government units, yung mga LGUs natin, actually now they're taking the lead to implement itong mga road safety policies. Fortunately, actually, for Quezon City, they already have a road safety code. However, similar with the national government, merong policy. However, yung implementation or enforcement, medyo nahihirapan yung national government and local government units. So I think one solution is to strengthen not just the policies but also yung enforcement, which is being very difficult for the national government and also for the LGUs.
I was going to ask Attorney Rain, kasi here in our research, it just says here that there are 11 out of 100,000 people, the current death rate for traffic collisions is 11 per 100,000, according to Secretary Terbosa. I'm assuming these are yung car accidents. But do you also have a figure, yung mga bata or mga adults na nasasagasaan at namamatay? They're not inside the car, but, they're crossing the street or, drunk driver, for whatever reason. Is that also part of the road safety roadmap that you want to discuss as well?
Yeah. Actually, we have what we call the Philippine Road Safety Action Plan, which was developed by led by the Department of Transportation. So again, as I have mentioned, yung plan ng government is really to cover everything, including, of course, yung car is just one aspect, but pedestrians and kasama siya dun sa approach. I think yung plano talaga ng government is to approach the road safety problem as an entirety. So, including na doon yung
passengers and pedestrians, correct? But you don't have any statistics as to pedestrians who have died because of whether yung mga truck na nawalan ng brake or yung mga nagda-drive na mga sasakyan na lasing, wala kayong ganun.
Yeah. Actually, I think the data naman, yun is another problem is the data.
Okay.
So very fragmented yung data, yung pag-gather natin ng information, even through the entire national government. Kasi the DOTR has the MMDA rather, meron silang own way of gathering data para dun sa mga cause of death. Ang DOH meron din, ang DOTR, so and police, PNP meron din sila, and also the LGU. So very fragmented. Actually, hindi tayo makakuha ng one single data. So that's another problem kasi kailangan natin makita kung ano yung main cause of death. So paano natin ma-address ng policies yung problems kung wala tayong one single data.
Okay.
May datos na 65% dito yung deaths, and injuries. 65% motorcycle riders, Bukod na ihiwalay na natin yung paraan ng pagmamaneho ng ilan sa ating mga kamote riders. Hindi ko naman nilalahat. Pero again, yung sinabi mo kanina, yung polisiya ng mga LGU, they have policies in place na hindi nila pinatutupad. We have laws in place. Yung mga batas po natin, nandiyan ang motorcycle helmet law. Tagal po na yan in place. Kasi ang motorcycle, pagsuot po niyan, reduces risk of death by 42% and of injuries by 69%. So talagang mahalaga na nakasuot kayo ng helmet at yung standard ng helmet nyo, hindi yung helmet na pang baseball. Di ba merong laruan na
may mga...
Hindi po sinasabit sa
Hindi rin sinasabit sa braso na nandun nakalagay yung ulam na binili mo, di ba? Nag-viral yun dati. So, ito, let's talk about, makikita mo yan. Ako dun sa ruta ko, Attorney Rain, makikita ko talaga yung tatay naka-helmet, yung nanay naka-angkas, naka-sandwich sa pagitan nila yung bata, yung nanay at yung bata walang helmet. So again, safe roads, safe kids, safe children. Yung pagsuot ng helmet sa mga bata, hindi natin ginagawa yun. Ano? Nakikita ko yung mga bumabaybay, naghahatid sa eskwelahan.
Yeah. Yeah, agree po. Actually, even hindi lang basta sa Pilipinas yung issue na yan kasi talagang one of the 5 major road safety risk factor yung hindi pagsuot ng helmet. So kasama na rin dyan yung hindi pagsusuot ng seatbelt, pagsispeeding, actually yung sa car seats din kasama rin yan. Drink and drug driving. So sinabi mo nga ma'am yung sa sa mga motorists. So kasama rin sa risk factor talaga yan. And of course, syempre very vulnerable sila kasi wala silang outer shell. Kaya pag nag-speeding sila, tapos hindi pa sila nagsuot ng helmet, tapos unfortunately, nakainom pa sila. So, sama-samang risk factor siya na nagko-contribute po talaga sa dami ng na-involve sa road crashes through motorcycle.
Yung kalidad ng ating mga kalsada, does that also contribute sa sa mga aksidente? Kasi yung mga malalaking mga potholes, tapos wala
yung motorcycle rider.
Pag nalubak, tapos wala mga street lights or walang mga proper lighting. Yung ba ay nakakadagdag o nasa kalidad rin ng ating mga drivers yun?
Yan. Yun po, na-mention ko earlier actually, yung meron lang talaga tayong 5 major road safety risk factor. So, yun yung sinabi kong 5 behavior, mostly yun yung nagko-contribute. Pero of course, meron ding factor, may factor din yung mga roads natin. Pero kung halimbawa, sinabi mo ma'am, kunyari lubak-lubak po, pero kung yung speed po natin ay within the right speed limit, hindi naman tayo ma-involve sa road crashes. So, mostly nasa road safety behavior ito ng ating mga motorcycle users na nagko-contribute ng mga ganitong klaseng mga crashes.
So, yung
Let's get together. Sunnet 25. Sunnet 25.